Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Mission Foods Presents Racing America at Road Atlanta. This is Sprint Race 3 for International GT. My name is Ben Sissel, and I am so happy to have in the booth an International GT expert, two-time Mission Foods GT3 Cup Trophy champion, Tom Pank, from 2018 and 2020. He's going to be up here calling his son, who's in pole position, Lucas, our 2023 champion. Tom, welcome to Road Atlanta.
Thank you, thank you. Great to be here on a beautiful day in this wonderful track with a nice field of about 30 cars. And they're just on their second pace lap to warm it up. It's been a little chilly in the mornings, and we're taking a little bit of caution and getting some good heat in the tires before we launch this thing.
Now, during the TA2 race today, I was talking to the guy that runs Pirelli tires. He went out there to measure it, and the asphalt tarmac was 92 degrees, and it's probably somewhat in that range now, maybe 80 degrees. So it's going to be good.
Kind of surprised at that because only about, 75 degrees air temperature.
Yeah.
So the sun is really heating that up.
Well, let me go through the grid here as we see his son, Lucas, up front. So we've got Lucas Pank in first, but I think they might have come across the start line in different orders. Then we've got William Oliver second, Frank Vitiello in third, Cliff Kayer starting fourth. This is the Mission Foods Presents event at Road Atlanta with Racing America, and we've got Mr. Mission Foods himself, Juan Gonzalez, out there starting fifth. Cody Kisher, and I have a note from Julie Bentley that he's off his leash, so that should be good, starting sixth. Liam Gray, 17 years old, with Matrix in the 991, starting seventh. Tommy Ballister with Colosso Foods starting eighth. Matthew Cohn, ninth. John Bruno, 10th. Mark Sandridge in the number 58, starting 11th. Mustafa Bakir, 12th. Michael Cobb, Brian Hicks, Zachary Bradford, Nicholas Groombridge, Paul Denton, Jordan Sandridge, Kurt Kropp, Joseph Rizzo, Steve Denton, Eric Gray, Jeff Lindstrom, Scott Robotham
Don't know.
is in 24th, Brian Norman 25th, John Edelman 26th, and then we have a substitution. 27th is Josh Hill. Oh, and I'm sorry, Tyler Hoffman is actually going to be in the number 253 of Michael Cobb. Tyler Hoffman with Kingpin. So that should be pretty fun. But look at this. No, it is William Oliver out front. Well, he must have crossed the start-finish line, but Lucas has pole.
Yeah.
So they're coming around to take it. So, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Mission Foods presents Racing America at Road Atlanta. Sprint Race 3 for International GT as they come down this fence to take the green. Let's see when they see the green flag. And we've got a green flag here at Road Atlanta, Tom.
And they're off. And side by side, you have Bill Oliver and Lucas coming into one. And Lucas has the lead. Climbing the hill. And a nice gap forming it. 2 and 3 is Oliver and Cliff Kayer. And let's see how this plays out. And there they come out of 3.
Vitiello ahead of William Oliver here.
Yep, Vitiello got him.
This was a great race in Sprint Race 2 today with Vitiello, Lucas Pank, Cliff Kayer, and William Oliver.
And now the drivers are just trying to get settled in, get the rhythm developed, and let this thing go. Look at that train of Porsches and one Audi.
That's a pretty big gap Lucas has already.
Yeah, the two climbing the hill were dicing with each other, and again, going into 3, it's going to be hard to not lose some time. So somebody's got to break early.
John Bruno is our lone 2018 Audi R8 GT4, but now we ride on board with Lucas. What are you seeing here, Tom?
I'm seeing a clear track, a beautiful day, and the start of a race, and Lucas looks calm, cool, and collected, and he's just going to go for it.
Hit this
now here's very hard braking coming in. Nice drone footage here. Climbing the hill, coming down into 12, and now it's hammer down.
Truly hammer down there.
And
you can hold that.
You lift for that corner a little bit and then just push it to the floor. Now Lucas probably has a half a second gap on the field. And look at this line of cars. There's a move happening down into one, and car just passed Juan Gonzalez. That is Liam Gray,
17-year-old. And what Matrix calls the subway car, but Juan Gonzalez going up Mission Food Hill Almost got tapped by his friend Tommy Ballister there, just right behind him.
They know each other. They've raced with each other. They'll be fine. It gets a little aggressive on the start of these races, but they respect one another. Give each other room.
They pop over the hill there.
Yep.
William Oliver, then Cliff Kayer, then Liam Gray, Juan Gonzalez, Tommy Ballister.
That's Vitiello in second, and Cliff Kayer in third, I believe. Now the Audi's making a move on the substance car, that neon green and black car.
Matthew Cohn.
He's new with the International GT. Beautiful car he has, and he's quite fast.
Yeah, very fast. And I love the liveries. You also have a very bright car, and when Tawadi's with us, you guys really do put a lot of style into these Porsche Cup cars. Is that a big thing with International GT?
Well, you try have a car that's nice looking, that stands out, and in our case, it was the colors of the company that I had that I later sold, but I just kept those colors with it.
That's awesome. Well, we saw Nicholas Groombridge there in our 216 2024 Porsche 992. The 992s are taking over, but here we go.
Tommy Ballister got him.
Two different food producers going into Mission Foods Turn 1, and Tommy Ballister overtakes Juan Gonzalez. I met Tommy Ballister's daughter. She came to Sebring and was hanging out. Yeah, and she's just as delightful as Tommy Ballister is.
So Tommy was late for the last race. He was on a phone call, he said, with work on a Saturday. But anyways, he missed the grid, so he had to start the last race from the pits. And worked his way up through the field quite well. Lucas is out to a 1.7 second lead with Bill Oliver right behind him, right behind Vitiello. And then Cliff Kayer, Liam Gray, and then Juan. And Tommy Ballister behind Juan.
Matrix Motorsports in third, fourth, and fifth position currently.
Yep. Matrix is fairly new to International GT, and they've really put a lot of nice cars out there and very competitive. It's kind of nice to have them in the group.
Lovely shot here, this long straightaway. What kind of speeds are you guys hitting going into 10A, 10B?
I'm hitting about 165, and most of them are hitting very close to that, maybe 5 miles an hour slower. Lucas now has probably a 2 second gap, 2.5. And let's see where Tommy is around Juan now.
Yeah.
And then behind Juan we have Matt Cohn with the newcomer.
So Lucas Pank on what is called the downhill S's. Now these uphill S's are the stack and garage living uphill S's. You just try to hit your marks, and when you're in this lead position, you can see his body language, bottom left, looks pretty good. Looks like he's a good car underneath him, and now it's just hit your marks, because he's got a good enough gap that he doesn't have to do the defensive line.
Right.
He can just hit his marks and just run the fast line.
He has clear track, and until he has traffic, he needs to build as big a gap. His car has only a 3.8 liter motor, higher compression, some downforce tweaks to it, and that's why it's an R.
Now watch the speeds, bottom right.
Yeah, Lucas will not have the top speeds you'll see out of some of the other cars. He'll probably be in the mid, 58, 57 final speed. 56, okay? Now he's just hitting the brakes.
Now, I used to have some really great brake markers there at the Cube 3 section to driver's right. What happened to those, Tom?
Man, Ben, you had to bring that up. In the first practice session, my wing came off, and I took every one of those markers out, spinning down there 3 times at 160 miles an hour, sent me all the way to the access road.
That had to be scary.
I'm in the booth.
Yeah, but I love having you in the booth because, sometimes, as you know, I talk smack about you while you're out there, but now we can do it side by side, face to face. I love it as they come through this Tizer section.
Took all that curving in 3, and now the battle is between 2 and 3. Cliff Kayer is all over Vitiello. He is on his bumper.
Is that Kayer or Oliver? I think that's Oliver.
I believe that's Kayer, but let's take a look.
No, we got that's Oliver.
Okay, then I apologize.
Behind him.
It is Bill Oliver.
Okay, so and the Kayer's behind him in the black car.
Okay. Oliver is giving Vitiello a run for his money right now, bumper to bumper. That's our battle right now. Keep the cameras on that, please.
Yes. You can see William Oliver, Bill Oliver with Matrix Motorsports. Vitiello, he ran a little bit with us last season. It's great to see him out here.
So now it's they're coming down the straight into 10A. Yeah, this is nice close racing. Let's see if Oliver does a move on Vitiello. No. Now Vitiello is coming over the hill with a good gap. Let's see if he has it. Lucas is sitting at about probably a 4.5 second lead, and Oliver and Vitiello are just
Oliver's better at the S's.
Here it is. Oh no!
Vitiello may have better top speed going into 10A, but this seems to be Oliver's section now going through the S's.
Yes. He was hooked up right there.
And you really have to feel good about your car and balance it here. That you get into a little bit of a rhythm. It's downhill, then it's uphill. It's hard to learn.
And notice how through here Oliver closes in on him, okay? And then it seems when the power comes on, whoa, he's right on his bumper there. Now let's see if he can put the power down early enough. Ah, this move is coming. This move is coming. Now Vitiello has Oliver in his mirror. And that's not necessarily a comfortable thing for some of these guys. So if he can just dog him, it's just one little mistake that Vitiello has to make, and Oliver will get him.
And it's all about that release there from, what is that, turn 8? Just trying to get it down to 10?
You have to come out of turn 8 on the throttle hard. 1 mile an hour down that straight faster means a crap ton of added speed and less time to get to that 10A. Yeah, got to give it to Vitiello for holding them off. We'll see how long that lasts.
And as any motorsports fan, these are all friends of ours, but you always want the car behind to make a good overtake, yes. And then you want that car to then re-overtake. Yes. You just want some good action out here.
Now, while that pass is unfolding, let's see what's happening deeper into the field.
Here we go. There was Juan Gonzalez, but there he was trying to look. Oliver's trying to give everything in the mirrors as we come through. Now, here's Tommy Ballister and Juan Gonzalez.
Yep.
And then Mustafa Bakir.
I believe Mustafa is in the 6th car. Yeah, Mustafa and Juan Gonzalez are going at it. Yep. Mustafa got him. Juan Gonzalez has a GT2 RS Club Sport, which is one of 200 made. And that car has 750 horsepower, but it's turbocharged.
Oh, wow.
So once he has that thing spooled up, he is a rocket ship. But it takes him a little bit to spool it up. Mm-hmm. So you'll see the cars close in on the corners, and watch if we can watch Juan Gonzalez go down the straight, he will just accelerate. Well, I'd like to see a camera in that car.
Yeah, it's Brian Hicks and Nicholas Groombridge.
Yep. Oh, wow. That is, I think, Liam Lawson, right? Oh, we have a car off. I don't know where that is.
I think that was Brian Norman in that Porsche. Yeah, we have a car off at the top there.
They're leaving a local yellow out, which may be fine.
Here we go. Bill Oliver trying to get around through Mission Foods turn 1. So now Frank, he's got to run a little bit more of a defensive line, which it works out great for Lucas because now he's got to run a more defensive line, and it's going to slow both of these two cars down, the red and the black and white car, leaving Lucas to just hit his marks. Right. So if you were talking to him on the radio, what would you be saying to him?
I'd say you pretty much just run it. You pretty much have this in the bag, but be clean and you do not need to push aggressively.
Well, bad news for the Team Pank because I'm hearing for the pace car to stand up, so that means we might be going double yellow here. And that's going to change everything.
Yep. It's still green now, but double yellow.
All right, so they're slowing down with our Flagtronics. You can see these safety crews, and we want to give a big shout out to the Road Atlanta safety crews. Fantastic work here. And we haven't even gotten to the Stuttgart Cup yet, but the Stuttgart Cup, we've got some great cars in that. I love seeing that class grow. Once Porsche released those Cayman 4 liters, the Stuttgart Cup has really taken off again.
Yeah. We have number 14, Zach Bradford, who started in the lead. And he is, it looks like he is still in the lead. Gapping, he's got Jordan Sandridge behind him, but that's not a Stuttgart car. And Joe Rizzo in another 4-liter came in a few cars behind. And Joe Rizzo does a lot of pro racing. So Bradford has better be watching his mirrors, because I bet you Joe Rizzo's coming for him.
Then there's Tyler Hoffman in that 253. Yep. And I love seeing Kingpin out here at these international GT. They ran a little bit of TA2 with us last year, but always some really well-prepared cars. We were talking about Mustafa Bakir, who's somewhat new to the series, but he has our friend Josh Carlson helping him and coaching with him, last year's SGT champion in Trans Am. And here we come. Here come the Stuttgart cars. These Cayman 3.8s, Cayman 4-liters. And, man, when Porsche came out with these Cayman 4-liters, that kind of changed the game a little bit.
Yeah, that's the leader, Zachary Bradford, right now in the 14 car. And then behind him, it looks like we have Sandrich, Jordan Sandrich.
And if we could get a shot of the car behind this first Stuttgart, the nose, one of them says macaroni salad and one of them says potato salad because of their sandwich
grandma's
foods.
Potato salad.
Yes. Here we go. Let's see. So this one is macaroni salad. Look at that. I love it.
It says grandma's.
No, grandma's the logo, but the very front of the nose, you'll see it says there's macaroni salad, and then the blue one is potato salad.
You're pretty good with those details there, Ben.
Well, they were pointing that out to me after the Sebring race. It's pretty neat.
So in Cayman, we have Zach Bradford, we have Joe Rizzo, and then we have Kurt Kropp in the 4-liter Caymans, and then Eric Gray, Scott Robotham, and then that's it for the 4-liter Caymans. So the field is all tightened up now. It's probably not going to go green this time by.
I'm not hearing anything in my ears.
As the cars are coming into 10A, 10B.
Not this lap. But you can see Lucas, he's relaxed. He's got his visor up, getting in some air. And, Frank is coming for him, Tom. What are you telling him? What's the best way to start? Because he is a little bit underpowered.
Lucas has done these restarts enough times that he knows he had a big gap. These guys aren't unrealistic, thinking that they're going to take him. So, is
that Lucas talking to you on the radio? Oh, Lucas is giving us a little play-by-play here. That's funny. You can talk to him and tell him to tell us what it's like out there. Tell him to give us our conditions.
Hey, Lucas, while it's in caution here, how are things out there? What are the conditions?
The conditions are good right now. But, it's going good so far. It's on the restart. That's going to be critical.
Yeah, just go for it. Just let it loose as soon as you can go green, and you keep the gap. I don't think Vitiello's dreaming that he's going to catch you.
Wow. Well, you heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. How about that? And, Tom, I know you and Lucas really well. I don't know if you'd be that calm on the radio in that situation. Are you pretty calm on the radio?
I get my voice gets activated a little bit on the radio, and they tell me not to yell so much. But, it depends on the situation. In this case, I'd be pretty calm because it's behind the safety car and that. But if I'm dicing with someone and there's an issue with a car and that, then I might get a little bit worked up. Nothing you can do about that.
Well, here's now the uphill section of the S's. And just seems like every track we go to, and there is not a bad track on the International GT schedule. All of them are like world-class tracks. And there's that one kind of like famous shot, and to me it's like you've got to see the uphill, downhill S's here, the uphill S's at Watkins Glen, the corkscrew at Laguna Seca, just things like that. That's just iconic. The jump at Lime Rock that we do, every track has its one corner. Now, the body language of these race cars makes me think they think they're coming back to green this time, but there's still safety cars up at 12
think so.
or 11.
They may be trying to hold it back, but I don't know why they just didn't pull that car down the hill. But anyways, they may be a reason it's oiling or something. They don't want to have a problem. I believe that to have been a mechanical. We saw no crash or anything, and so it looks like they're trying to get it cleaned up, but it is not going to go green this time by.
So we've got Lucas Pank out front. Tom Pank has joined me in the booth. Frank Vitiello in second. Bill Oliver third. Cliff Kayer fourth. Liam Gray fifth. So it's a 3-4-5 for Matrix. Then Tommy Ballister up to sixth, and he started eighth, so that's pretty good. Then we've got Hoffman, Cohn, Bruno, Sandrich. That's your top 10. Bakir is 11th. Let's see if he can get up one more position, get into the points. not the IGT points, just points we're talking about.
You mentioned earlier the tracks. On this track, the photo shots are the S's in that. But the pucker factor's coming down into 12.
Oh, yeah.
You come down there with a wall in front of you at about 130, 135 miles an hour with a slight lift to get the car to rotate. And you just got to trust your equipment and let it fly if you want to do a fast lap here.
We talk about like kind of the top 3 scariest. This is definitely one of them. Then there's the kink at Road America. And then there's turn 10 at Sonoma. Seems to be a really fast
I
right-hander.
have never driven Sonoma.
A lot like this.
Yeah.
But, oh, no, we've got the checker flag. So,
okay, ladies and gentlemen.
There you go.
That's the end of this race.
Oh,
Ends in caution, unfortunately. But so we have a rundown of the go give us our rundown, Ben.
Yeah, so we've got Lucas Pank out front, finishing first, and we'll let the live race media come to the graphics, but unfortunate. Here we go. Lucas Pank out front, Frank Vitiello second, Bill Oliver third, Cliff Kayer fourth, Liam Gray fifth, Tommy Ballister sixth, Tyler Hoffman seventh. So Tyler Hoffman, good run for him in his customer's car. Matthew Cohn eighth, John Bruno ninth, and Mark Sandridge 10th. So where did Juan Gonzalez end up? At the Mission Foods Racing America at Road Atlanta. So Mustafa Bakir is 11th, and Juan Gonzalez top 12.
Yep, Juan's 12th.
Nicholas Groombridge 13th, Rob Askew 14th, Brian Hicks 15th, Zachary Bradford 16th, Jordan Sandridge 17th, Paul Denton 18th, Joseph Rizzo 19th, Kurt Kropp in 20th position.
And Josh Hill 21, Eric Gray 22, Scott Rothbotham 23, Steve Denton 24, Brian Norman 25, Jeff Lindstrom 26, and John Edelman, who I believe might have been the mechanical, in 27th. Good race, guys.
Well, why don't you pull up Lucas and congratulate him on the radio, put that live on the air?
Good job, Lucas. Shame it didn't end under green, but you did it. Good job. Nice, clean race.
Okay.
Yeah, good job. Bring it in. Kurt had the car right. All right, good job.
Well, another great race. It stinks to have to end under this, but those were not safe conditions over that blind hill at 11, and you didn't know what was there, so I agree with race control for doing this, and I don't know why they couldn't push it down, but they know, they're going to know after that. But they're coming in here to Winner's Circle. Eric Whitnable's going to be able to welcome them in. But this international GT racing, Tom, when you leave to go to one of these races, how do you describe this to your friends? How would you encourage other people to get involved? Because it is one of the most fun forms of racing I've seen.
It's one of the most addictive things you can ever do in your life. I can tell you that if you have not necessarily an adrenaline junkie, but you need to have a little bit of that, you like cars, and you like driving fast, try it once, and you're an addict.
Yeah.
And business decisions go out the window. If the car costs a lot of money, but it's a lot faster, you come up with the money. If it's, it makes no logical sense, but it's one of the most fun things you could be doing.
Nice. Well, James Rogerson, our pace car, said Lucas did the right thing, went through the right gate to get into pit lane, so that's good. And, you weren't at Sebring with this first round, but we had a great banquet, and a lot of people at the banquet kept using the word fun. I've never had so much fun racing until I started in IGT, and I love that theme.
So, what I can tell people is if you're on the fence, just go get a race school and try it. And it is going to be, it'll change your life for the better. It is a little bit on the expensive side, maybe very, but it is extremely high on the fun side. And life's too short not to enjoy something like this.
And the paddock does become your family. And
yes.
It becomes, so even though these are your competitors, they're also some of your closest friends.
And I ran into yesterday Kurt, who's managing the car from Cone, and he used to be in charge of IMSA Cup when I ran that. He was the man running the show, and just like I hadn't seen him in probably 10 years, and it's just like we're buddies still. It's and all of a sudden you'll run into someone at one of these tracks from 20 years ago, and it's like yesterday again.
Love it. And
very cool.
We're seeing a shot there of Jeff Lindstrom, who's somewhat new to International GT, raced with us in SVRA for a long time in a Mustang. So I like seeing him out here in International GT going the Stuttgart Cup way. So we like seeing that.
That green and blue car, I was trying to figure out who used to have that car. It's with another team now. But that's one I can't recognize everyone. This is a beautiful drone shot. They've done such a good job with these drones again. Look at the colors on those cars. Isn't that awesome?
But, man, when the drone goes under the bridge, I duck every time I'm in the booth. I don't know what that is, but that drone operator's got some cojones on him.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah, but notice, when we started out, we were the only green cars. Look at all the green now.
Yeah, look at this. So we can see Kevin, our camera operator, talking to Eric Whitnable. Eric Whitnable's doing a great job hosting these podiums. And I tell you what, the IGT podiums, it's tough. There's a lot of cars, a lot of different groups, a lot of different delineations. But there's Lucas now, your son.
Lucas on camera. There he is.
Wait, let's go to Eric.
I have to share with you a comment that was made. I hope it's a good comment. It's from our Janet, our timing and scoring person. And she wanted to say, I need you to make sure that's Lucas out there, because it seems like it's Tom in that car. Is that a decent compliment?
Well, come on now. I might be a little better than him.
Well,
no, he was up in the booth having fun watching the race and commentating. So I get to watch it after and see what he had to say. So.
Well, it's a fantastic kind of family affair around here. We had a few podiums today where fathers and sons were racing together. What's that like being here with your dad?
I mean, it's honestly the best. I mean, not many people get to do racing, and even fewer get to do it with their dad. So, I'm blessed to be able to do this. It's truly like a very, fantastic thing to be able to do. So.
Wonderful. Well, we're happy here. We're going to talk to a few more people, so get ready to come up on that podium. All right? All right. Let's go over here. Hey, John. Let's talk about this Audi out there doing some good lap times and everything. John, how was your race out there? We're live streaming right here, so it's a good chance to share your thoughts with some more people in the interwebs.
A lot of fun. Again, like I said, I'm kind of the red-headed stepchild out there in this field of all Porsches. GT4, she's a heavy gal, a few hundred pounds heavier than everything else that's out there. But, give them a run for their money, right? Everything was good. Pirelli tires were hooking up. The track got a little bit better, better than yesterday. And, just had a blast. Off-leash racing did a phenomenal job hooking up, changing setup between yesterday and today. And, just a lot of fun and, great competitors, great drivers. Everyone was clean, safe, and just too bad that, it got shortened by that incident.
All right. Well, happy. We're going to see you up on the podium in just a little bit. I got to get ready for that podium ceremony, so we'll send it right back up to the booth. Thanks, guys.
Well, thank you so much, Eric. It's awesome to see you doing that. Eric Whitnable, one of my favorite people in our paddock, doing a great job at Winter Circle, but probably didn't know until he was live on TV that he was also going to be asking Lucas some questions. So he did a great job. Now, what did Lucas say about you that you were like, hey?
Well, he's getting a little cocky, so we'll deal with that later. But going back to Eric, he's done a fantastic job. And, man, I was at a Trans Am race, and that man sang the national anthem.
Yeah.
And did a good job.
Yeah, he's awesome. Yeah, we have a lot of talented people here. I see Misty with the great blonde hair, but always wears two different shoes to make herself more visible here at Winter Circle. And then Julie Bentley. Big shout-out to our friend Ken Fangler, who gave the reins over last season to Julie Bentley, who's now the president. And Julie's done a fantastic job. She's got everybody comes to her with every little issue, and Julie has to sort through it, and she's takes care of the registration, takes care of the coordination. The series, even with Ken running it, wasn't a series without Julie. Mm-hmm. Let's be clear. Yeah. So, but this is a great shot of these cars and drivers mingling and that getting ready for Eric's podium. And watch when Eric gets up there. I hope they put the camera on him and can run this podium. Yeah, I see Kevin on the stage. But, this is the social aspect. We bring in all the international GT cars, and they have a great time, and the high fives that happen after the race, or you did this, or that was a great pass on me here at 10A. I'm going to get you next time. And that's kind of what makes this a lot of fun is you know who you're out there on track with.
Yes.
And I tell you, once you know the person, it's a lot harder to punt them.
Yeah, well,
it's a lot easier to punt the red 53 than it is, oh, that's my friend Nicholas.
Well, first, let's be clear. There's no punting going on, and it shouldn't be going on. It's not acceptable. But it is not the punting. It's that you just give the guy a little more room if you know him.
Yeah.
Okay. It's you're not going to quite be as aggressive with him. You're going to be a little softer on him. So maybe you don't go as aggressive on the brakes. You say, hey, I'll get you to the next corner, as it should be. Mm-hmm. But this is a good camaraderie. And now everybody's just chatting about the race and that. And now we have the hour race tomorrow, which is Enduro. Lucas has said that, jump in for the half. And I'm saying, no, I'm good. I'll stick with my car. You've been running this car. I only have, 6 laps on this track this season. And I don't want to start, in a race where Lucas is dicing for position and realize half the field will have pros in it or a third of them will have pros in them. So that could make it a little difficult on Lucas on some of these front runners. So let him win the race fair and square, and it'll be that way. Now, if Lucas has an issue or something comes up, I'm prepared to jump in, signed up for it and everything.
Well, I can see our photographer, Pete Gorsk, in there talking to people. Julie's like, here's the results. You can see her down there at the fence or at the tent with the Racing America on the top. I'm loving these drone shots.
Now, Julie has to sort out who gets what trophies real quick, and there's not a lot of time because they came off the track. They all through the cars here, and Julie just has this data feed that only comes to her, probably 3 minutes after she got there, and now she has to pick out who won what based on that data feed.
Yeah, unbelievable.
But look at these wings, this Substance car. Mm-hmm. He makes vinyl wrap material in North Carolina and actually makes the neon green. I see now it's a little different color than the one we're using. But and the neon yellow.
Well, no offense, but if he made your exact color, you'd be his number one customer. You seem to buy that wrap quite a bit.
You'd be a little tough on me here. I have gone through some rolls of wrap over the years. I will tell you that.
Oh, I love it. But I love that both of your cars are so bright. When you and Lucas and David Tawadi are out front, it's like a neon festival.
Yeah. But look at how beautiful these cars are.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody has their different livery.
I mentioned that at our banquet, just how, like I don't know if you guys put out feelers to everybody, but it's like there should be a presentation award because your cars always look so good.
It is kind of crazy. There's no communication on colors. It's just everybody comes up with their scheme, and it's random. But they call Liam's 991 car there the Subway car.
Eat fresh. I love it.
So maybe Subway can come and sponsor Liam Gray in that car. That would be a very good move for Subway, in my opinion.
All right. Well, I'm going to send it down to Eric Whitnable.
We're going to have a great time. Remember, it's Mission Foods presenting Racing America at Road Atlanta. We're happy to have everybody here for our third race of IGT. Let's get going with GTX Group. Nick Groombridge. Come on up, Nick. We got him coming up. And John is ready. I know he's getting his suit back on because we are live streaming here. Nick's looking good. And actually, I have to give a shout-out to Frank Vitiello. He said he had to get to a plane, but he said, make sure you, thank any wife out there. So guess what, Frank? I'm thanking my wife, Stephanie, who's doing a lot of the timing and scoring here this weekend. So if you run across her, I'm thanking my wife for Frank. Nick, we're here with you, sir. Again, great to see you up on the podium again. How was your race, sir?
It was a fun race. A little frustrating at the end, but otherwise awesome. And great weather, great clean driving. Nice to be back on the podium. Feel like this is turning into a habit with Brian. But all good. And Frank told me to tell everyone he's sorry. And I guess I'll thank my wife, Kim, as well, who I haven't thanked so far.
Let's make that a theme. And guess what? You're the only one who said sorry about ending in the yellow flag. Nobody else allowed to do that, okay? We're all sorry it ended up, and you get the honor of saying that. All right, John, we talked to you a little bit earlier. Any about the thoughts you had since we chatted on the live stream?
No, again, a beautiful day. Great race this morning, great race this afternoon. Just sorry that there was an incident and we ended up early. And, big thank you to Off Leash Racing again. Great car. Like I say, I keep saying, she's, redheaded stepchild out there, so it's nice to be, dicing it with all these Porsches.
Excellent. That Audi is treating you well. It is treating you well. And everybody say thanks and hi to Frank as he makes his way out there to the airport. So let's hear it for Nick Groombridge and John Bruno, along with Frank on his way. A great start to our podium here, IGT3. Thank you very much. Let's bring up our GT992 podium. Some familiar names. How about Tyler Hoffman? Come on up, Tyler. Joining Tyler will be Cliff Kayer and William Oliver. So those guys were up here earlier, but Tyler is new to the podium. And is it Tyler? It is Tyler. It is. So tell us a little bit about your race. It's good to be on the podium, sir.
It's great to be here. We had a good race. We started in the back since Mike was nice enough to let me drive. He had some family in town, so we hopped in, did a couple laps, and had a good run. I want to thank the team. I want to thank Kingpin Racing, and I want to thank everyone that's here with us, all of our friends, family, and local supporters. We appreciate you guys.
Well done, well done. I'm going to jump over and talk to Cliff real quick. Cliff, we have you here, P2 today. I think it's a familiar place for you. How's that car running for you out there?
It's running really well, actually. We did a little small change, felt much better this time. So really looking forward to the Enduro. We're dialed in. So thank you to Team Matrix, Bruno, and Dr. Nick. Thank you very much. And Julie for getting us here, and all you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Cliff. And then up to William up here, William Oliver. I can't hand both of these to you, so I'm just going to try to hold them as high up there as I can. William, how was your race?
It was great. We tried to get the best start. Frank raced me clean again, but got me in one, so we weren't able to take him over, but we'll get him next time. Thank you to Matrix, our team, our coaches, everybody. Just what a great day. Thank you to IGT and also Pirelli and obviously Mission Foods. Eat some more chips tonight.
That's right. Juan's not going to join us, so we have to say eat more chips and go and buy them in the supermarket. We always have to tell them that. Let me get out of the way. GT992 podium, hold them up high. Tyler Hoffman, Cliff Kayer, and William Oliver. Well done, gentlemen. Good job. I'm going to get out of the way over here. You can exit out to your stage left. We are going to now go to our GT4 podium as I switch the paper and Julie switches the champagne. Put that in the pocket, and we're ready to roll for GT4R. Come on, Matt Cohn and Lucas Pank. Come on up here. And we would have right here in P3, make sure you show P3 as Juan Gonzalez. Everybody say hey to Juan. You know, he's great with us and done a lot for the sport. So thanks to Juan for being here. Matt, we're going to have you at P2 eventually. We'll get you over there. But, oh, yeah, you're P2. I'm sorry. Juan was P3. I just went over that, didn't I? But, Matt, stepping up one step from this morning, how was that race? How did you do that?
It was awesome. Just had a good battle with Juan. I saw him start to get a little squirrely in a few spots, and I was like, all right, this is my chance to go. And unfortunately, the race ended a little early, but appreciate him racing me clean. It was a fun race, and Lucas was on another level, so maybe next year. But that was super fun. Just want to say thanks to Off Leash guys. Special shout out to my customers from Substance, Chris and Chris. They came out to watch the race. We make vinyl films. All week I'm grinding. We make the material that print shops print on. So they're huge customers of ours. Just want to say thanks. Car looks great. Hendrick Porsche and 100%. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Matt. Great weekend. We'll see you in the Enduro tomorrow. Awesome. And Lucas, it's top of the heat, getting familiar up here as well. Tell us about your race out there.
Oh, that was a lot of fun. As soon as the green flag went, I put my head down and out of turn one, and I had it, and I just kept at it. Right out of the gate, just punched the laps. Too bad Juan's not up here. It's always good to see him on podium. I do want to thank Dad. I want to thank Kurt and the whole crew, especially Tony for taking care of my car, Maurice, and we actually had an extra helper today. Andrew from Linear Tech came out, and he's done a great job, so I want to thank him as well.
Well done, Lucas. Not only the winner in GT4R class, the winner overall today in the IGT Race 3. Let's hear it for both Matt and Lucas. All right, gentlemen, thank you much. Exit stage left, please. And we'll jump over to our GT4. And we have some familiar names here. It looks like it was earlier. Jordan Sandridge, Tom Ballister, and Liam Gray. Get up here. Get your hardware. Get some champagne. Come on up, Thomas. Tommy! I know better than to hold both mics up that close. We might blow a speaker around here. All right, so we got Thomas here. Thomas, we're going to put you P2. We can talk to you real quick as the others are coming up, getting his hat looking good. Thomas, you're here for the second time. Podium's looking good for you. How's it feel being up here the second time this weekend? Third time this weekend.
Third time, yes. Thank you. I did not have any business meetings.
No business
Yeah, so I was on time this time. Okay. Anyway, it was a lot of fun. Again, Liam, he was just too far for to catch, and it's a fine game between youth and experience. So youth won.
But guess what? We have tomorrow. There is tomorrow.
Yes. And I'd like to thank again Court Smith Racing and obviously my wife, and a shout out to all my kids and to everybody here.
All right, Thomas, thank you much. I'm going to jump over here to Mark Sandridge. I'm sorry, this is Jordan Sandridge. Mark's your dad. I'm sorry about that. I'll get it. Team Salad, love it. Back on the podium, P3. How was your race?
It was a little slipperier out there today, a little warmer and everything, but a big shout out to Tom Long and Joe Vardy for giving me a really nice car and the entire Team Salad crew. So, and wanted to shout out to Julie too. So, really nice job.
Excellent job, Julie, and making it so that we can have 4 races in a weekend. How about that? Is that a bad thing for anybody? 4 races in a weekend? I think it's pretty good, right? All right, Liam, top of the heap. It's getting familiar. You're doing something right. Tell us about your race.
It was a little unfortunate that we ended under full course yellow, but it was a really fun race. Just trying to pull away, keep my mirrors clean, and keep my eyes ahead. Got to thank Matrix Motorsports. They keep the car in check. They keep it fast. Our coaches, between Dr. Nick, Bruno, Sam, everyone just does a great job. My dad, my mom, my family, they support me, and our series sponsors allowing us to be here and enjoy what we do.
Absolutely. We should do a shout out to OMP, Bell Helmets, Garage Living, Next Gen, Cube 3, Haggerty, Pirelli, Sunoco, Mission, and all our sponsors that make this happen for us. That's our GT4, and we say Mission Foods GT3 Cup as well along with that. So I have to remember all of that. All right, we're going to go from we have GT 3.8 to come up. There's Steve Denton, Paul Denton, and a name I think we didn't see this morning, Rob Askew. Come on up. Let's make it happen here. We got the family Denton as well, but we have Rob at the top of the heap here. Let's bring up Brian Norman as well. We'll bring up Brian for his. All right, Rob, you're top of the heap, P1. Careful getting up there. You got a couple Denton brothers here chasing you. So let's talk to Steve. We'll talk to Steve first. All right, so it was a little different this afternoon than it was this morning. So your P3 today. Tell us a little bit about your race.
Well, I was started about 3 cars behind him because of the lap times. I couldn't catch him. That's all there is to it. But, we got tomorrow morning, so we'll see if we can get it reversed back the other way.
All right. I'm sure there'll be some couch racing this evening to check in on that. Anybody else you'd like to thank?
Oh, I'd like to thank our team again, IGT, Mission. Everybody does such a great job, so professional. All the drivers are so safe. It's fantastic.
Again, a family affair here with Steve Denton. Well, let's move over here to Paul Denton. All right, he couldn't chase you. Was he in your mirrors at all?
No, I didn't see him. That was good. I didn't want to see him. Nah, we keep switching back and forth here. But, hey, I want to shout out to Ethan and Jake for our team. Take care of the cars and giving us great cars this weekend. So it's just a ton of fun. I love it.
All right, and let's just not forget our P1, a new fella to the podium here for GT4 and GT 3.8. Rob Askew, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hey, I'm Rob Askew, Atlanta born and raised. I want to say thank you to Kevin and Off Leash, Substance, my baby girl, Savannah Ray. It's my first time out here with you guys. So much freaking fun. Thank you for having me. So.
That is pretty awesome. All right, I'm going to step back. Oh, wait, I'm sorry, Brian. I forget this every once in a while. Brian is running a GT 3.6, a historic car, kind of compared to some of the more of these moderns, but you're out there racing. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, we had a great time. Thanks for everything y'all do to keep this series together. Thanks, Julie, for letting me run this old car with this group. It's still fun. I'm a stock car racer and race with the stock car guys, but we come up with this Porsche and just having some fun.
And that's what it's all about. All right, I'm going to step out of the way. Let's hear it again for our GT 3.6 and 3.8. It's Steve Denton, Paul Denton, Rob Askew, and Brian Norman. Again, part of the GT3 Mission Foods GT3 Cup. And let's switch gears to our Stuttgart Cup competitors, our Caymans, Kurt Krupp, Joe Rizzo, and Zach Bradford. I feel like I'm on repeat with that, but Kurt Krupp was in third. He was second earlier today. He's been battling with Joe Rizzo for second and third on this, but Zach has been on the top step for the last 3 races. That's pretty impressive to make that happen. Let's hear it for these guys as they get their hardware. I'll get over here to Kurt. Kurt's in P3. Got a hat. Got to get a hat. All right, here we go. We'll get hats out to the others. Kurt, battling back and forth. 2 earlier, 3, then 2, then 3. But you're still on the podium.
Having fun. The double yellow came out. I got excited, and then the checker came out. Want to thank my team, Extreme Velocity, my coach Grant, my wife, my daughters, and my dog.
And my dog. We love that, Kurt. All right, let me jump over here to Joe. Joe, you had something more for him today. Not enough for Zach. Tell us a little bit about your race.
Well, I got back to my normal starting position, so I was able to hold the race, and maybe passed a car or two, nothing great, but I didn't see Zach, and I didn't see Keith, so I'm like, okay, I'm in the middle here. So,
well, if you can keep it that way and keep your position, I say that's a win for you. All right. So tomorrow, are we going to see you in the Enduro?
Yes.
All right. Excellent. We keep you to that. Zach, good to see you again at the top. Something's working. Tell us what's working.
The car's been great. The team's taking great care of it. It's first time to the track, and we've managed to be really fast. So having a great time out here. Just, again, thanks to the team and Eric, my coach, and, of course, my wife and son at home.
Well done, Zach. Okay, let me step out of the way. Let's hear it again for our Cayman 4.0, Kurt Krupp, Joe Rizzo, and Zach Bradford. We got photos out here with the man in the hat. Excellent. Thank you, gentlemen. And then our final podium, I believe, will be Jeff Lindstrom and John Edelman. Let's hear it for Jeff and John. They deserve all the credit here. They've been waiting patiently to come up here. So let's hear it for John Edelman and Jeff Lindstrom. Come on, everybody. Let's get it up for these guys. Hello. All right. I'm sorry. It's Jeff. John will be up here in a second. Jeff's P1. John, did we see John? Has he left? Is it party time? Let's just talk to Jeff. It's time to have you have the mics. I'm going to just hold them up a little high and tell us about your day.
Well, I'm DFL. I was the last guy running, so it wasn't terribly exciting. Unfortunately, John broke down and caused the last yellow, which I'm sure he wasn't excited about. But thanks to my family for letting me be here. Thanks to Billy. Thanks to Scott. Thanks to the guys at BGB for putting the motor in my car. Thanks to you guys for putting this on, and thank you for letting me hang out with you guys and be dead last.
Well, you got to hang out here for a second. Julie's got some hardware for you, but also we're good, but also has an award that she needs to give out. So everybody pay attention. I'm going to hold the mics for you real quick, and you're going to give out the...
So real quick, we're going to do 2 things. First of all, I want to stop and say that last race was streamed live, and it was really good, you guys. I got to watch most of it. It lives on Racing America TV, so check it out. Okay, 2 things. Fastest lap of the race, unfortunately, is not here. It was set in the first race, and it was John Brayhausen. John, where's his crew? Tyler? Okay, anyway, we thank Stack Auto Lifts for fastest lap of the race, and we'll get it to the guy who did it first race. Secondly, Zach Bradford.
There he is, right to your left.
Zach Bradford is getting a set of Pirelli tires.
Ooh, well done, Zach. Good job, Zach. Quick photo there. Thank you, Julie, very much. Thanks, Zach. That's a pretty hefty prize right there. And we want to thank all of the IGT competitors and teams for racing with Racing America. That's the Mission Foods is presenting Racing America at Road Atlanta. Let's get back for our Enduro race in the morning. Get a lot of nights sleep, a good night's sleep. No partying out there. All right, sending it back to you guys in the booth.